Welcome back to the CNT podcast. My name is Justin Yomart. I'm here with two guests, not guests, host as well. Who's
Guests.
gonna race it?
I I
I made a
I am
mistake.
hurt, Justin.
I made a
I
mistake.
am
A mistake
hurt.
has been made. A mistake has been made.
You really just came at Tommy
Our
there.
other our
I
other
quite
the other
literally
guest.
apologized. I apologized.
The other guest, would you like to go first?
I would.
I apologized right away and fixed my mistake. I'm not usually the one who does the intro. This is your fault for making me do the intro.
Well,
I
anyway,
blame you.
my name is Ava Reschke, and
I'm Tommy Terrio.
He's a guest, Tommy.
I am truly a guest. I show up here every once in a while. I decide to say hi.
Usually about once a year.
Yeah. If I'm
Yeah.
lucky. If
Yeah.
Justin lets me out of the CNT dungeon.
You don't even live in the same state. I don't have you locked in a dungeon.
Alrighty. Do you mind if we hop on into the card of the week then?
I do
Or
not
you have any
mind
more
at all.
mistakes to make in this intro, Justin?
I'm sure I'll find another mistake to make in this episode.
I'm
sure
I'm
of
not
it.
worried about that. So this is one that Justin's quite happy about. Let it catch a little bit more of the light. Drew Romo IP auto. So for those of you who have been living under a rock for a while, Justin just happens to be a fan of this minor league catcher in the Rocky system named Drew Romo. He steals bases, which
As a
sends
catcher.
As
a catcher.
takes Justin to another plane of being when he hears, "Oh my goodness, a stolen base."
Oh yeah.
How'd that joke
This one
start?
I
It was like Starling Marte or something.
No, I've always thought stolen bases were underrated. Like that is true. Like I don't.
Well, yeah, no,
I,
I'm talking about the
I blow
joke.
it out of proportion. I blow it out of proportion as a joke, but
Yeah.
I was talking about how much. It was 2020. It was before the 2022 season. It was 2021. Stolen Marte led the league in stolen bases, but whoever was second, I believe it was John Bawdy. I was mistaken. I said that he led the league in stolen bases and that he was like a top 12, top 10 second baseman. And so I had made a mistake, and then in the comments of that video said Starling Marte led the league in stolen bases. I wouldn't be surprised if he's Justin's number one center fielder. And so that's how the joke originally started. But I have always thought stolen bases were underrated.
No, you have. I was just wondering where the joke itself came from. But yeah,
comment. I don't remember who it's from, but it's my favorite comment of all time.
Maybe I'll have to go back and find that.
I'm pretty sure I have a screenshot of the comment on my phone because I thought it was hilarious.
So from the title of the video and all that stuff, you saw that today we're talking about the X factor for every playoff team. Who's it's not the best player. It's not an X factor. It's what is
an X factor doesn't even have to be a player.
What is some piece that you think is going to change a team's playoff run or potential playoff run? Ava, you start. I just am delegating it. Ava, you start. You pick who you want to start with. We have no order to this. We just pick teams and just went with it.
It's random.
So random. All right. Anyway, so my first team is a little bit sort of biased here. I got
the Mets.
Yeah. Good job, Justin. Pretty easy one to figure out right there. But the Mets X factor is that they basically need to be the underdog in order to play, because if they don't feel pressure, they won't deliver. So, for example, I happened to be at the game last night when Eduardo Escobar walked it off. We were losing like 4-0 in the 8th inning. So, yeah, he hits a 2-run bomb. Then then it becomes 4-2. In the ninth, he hits a 2-run single, which ties up the game. And then in the bottom of the 10th, he goes all out again and was the star of the show. He got another hit, which scored Francisco Lindor and walked it off for us. Another issue with the Mets is that our middle relievers is also like a worry. And a way to fix this is by possibly like adding starters to the bullpen, like Cookie Carrasco and Tyler McGill to the bullpen for the postseason, because we won't be needing them in the playoffs. So I think that'd be a good move for Buck.
So your Mets X factor is the bullpen.
Both the bullpen, also them not being able to perform if they're not under pressure. I hope the pressure is kicked in because I need them to do well for me. Sunday's going to be a very stressful day.
Oh, I think I'm next. I'm gonna do
Yep.
the boring one out the way. The Giants, as of we are recording this, they are still in the playoff race. They will
Barely.
be probably eliminated today or the day after today. But either way,
At the
before
very
this
least, by the
episode goes
time you
out,
see this,
time you see this, they're out. Their X factor is winning out. They have to win out. That's the only way. They have to win, and it's as simple as they're not going to. They will miss the playoffs. I almost wish I only had 4 teams to talk about instead of 5, because it's just so irrelevant.
yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, but
It's
we
very
still got to
weird.
talk about them because hey, Giants fans, you're still
The
in it.
three of them. I'm still salty about them taking Bryant.
No, they still have a lot of fans.
I think it's
No.
weird that the Giants are not as good as they were last year because, like,
Last year was a fluke.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was surprised. We knew that
No.
this was Posey, Crawford, and Belt and Longoria, the three amigos, Belt, Crawford, and
Crawford.
Posey,
right.
saying, okay, we're gonna give this one last run. We're gonna get 107 wins, and we're gonna get BS out of the NLDS because the Wilmer Flores check swing that wasn't.
Wilmer Flores actually had a very good season this year.
Has
Yeah,
it
he-
really? I haven't.
Yeah, I had him in fantasy, so I know.
Nice. All right, so we'll start with these suckers, the Toronto Blue Jays.
They just clinched today.
at like 3 hours before.
Look at us.
Stop the press.
And for me, the X factor is Kevin Gausman.
Kevin Gausman.
We know exactly what Alek Manoah is going to provide. Kevin Gausman has done this all year.
Oh, Justin.
Yeah.
Guess who's crushing you in fantasy baseball right now?
You're,
876.
you're talking about fantasy baseball when we both missed the playoffs. I haven't looked at fantasy baseball in 2 months because I missed the
Same.
playoffs.
Same. I am the loser of losers in this league.
Listen,
So,
because
if you're
out-
bragging about fantasy baseball right now, that is outrageous. Because we both missed the playoffs. There's nothing for us to
I
brag about.
know.
We
Nah, your record,
sucked.
your record was so much better than mine. I'm like 6-14.
Yeah, I missed the playoffs by 1 game.
That stinks, man.
I have multiple people on the IL in my starting lineup right now. I have Julio.
Listen, you know that I should focus more on pitching. I did not, which was my biggest issue. But my lineup is actually insane. It's insane.
Not better than mine.
Excuse me, who's your lineup? Let's see. Let's let the fans.
You literally just said my record was so much better than yours,
Yeah, because you have pitching.
which
pitching-
makes my lineup better because I have pitchers.
I'm saying my batting lineup.
You didn't say when you say lineup, I think the entire team.
Okay, no. My batting lineup was stacked. I got Darno at catcher, Pete at first, Crony at second, Chap at third, Trey Turner at short, Wander at second base short, Joey Wendell at first and third, Ronald Jr. in the outfield, Judge in the outfield, Springer, Schwarber, Buxton.
You had Aaron Judge on your team, and you still didn't make the playoffs.
I know. It's pathetic. Jeff McNeil, I have Colton Wong, Yastrzemski, William Contreras, which I need to drop. Also, India, I have to drop. Bader. I got, as my pitchers, guys, listen to this insane pitching staff. Tristan McKenzie, who is my guy. He's my for lifer forever. We got Kirsch, Jose Urquidy, Devin Williams, Kyle Gibson, Skywalker, and Ian Anderson, who's day-to-day right now, and Miles Michaelis. And I got fleeced out of a trade from Justin, who gave me both Taiwan Walker and I think I even dropped – who else did he give me? Lance Lynn. I already dropped him for what's his face?
Casey Mize, who missed the entire season. So you fleeced me because Mize put up no points for me.
Ha. Well, technically it was a fair trade because I did not get any points either.
Imagine interrupting Tommy during his team. I would never do that.
What happened?
You interrupted Tommy.
Oh, sorry, Tommy.
Look at him. You broke him.
No.
Tommy, it wasn't me this time.
I'm so proud of you, Justin.
Yeah.
No. Tommy, my sincerest apologies.
We good?
Yep.
would never
Are
interrupt
both of
you.
you done complaining about your?
Okay.
Wait, no. I have one more thing.
Oh my
Alright,
God, let the
so-
man.
So both of you are. No, Justin. No, you can. No. you
Ah,
can go.
listen.
Justin.
What did
no.
I do?
So, Ava gets a a timeout for a moment because she decided to be rude and then be rude again. So I mean, we're off to a bad start here.
Don't
ladies and
worry,
gentlemen.
Tommy. I'll beat her in fantasy football this week for you.
Appreciate you.
I'll use your player, Jonathan Taylor, to do it.
So, as I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, Kevin Gosman has been up and down. He started the year off great. He had the longest streak of not having a walk, I think, to start the year. He had 34 Ks without a walk to start the year, or something crazy like that.
He started out really good.
Yeah, and then he dipped down, and then he went back up again. But in the playoffs, you need an ace. First things first, you need an ace. That's the bottom line. And with that, you can carry a team as far as you want. When you have hitters like Vlad, even like a George Springer and Teoscar Hernandez, there's plenty of pop in that lineup, and we know what Manoah is going to bring. But and we know that Jose Barrios is going to suck.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say you could take it even further and say the entire Blue Jays starting rotation besides Alec Bonilla, because Barrios has sucked this year. Same with Yusei Kikuchi, but it's also the playoffs. Anything could happen. They could both completely turn it around and have a good postseason.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But they have great depth pretty much everywhere, because you're looking at the likes of, Whit Merrifield, Jackie Riley Jr., and Raimel Tapia coming off the bench. That's on some teams
pretty good.
On some teams, those are starting level players.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So
I have a similar issue to this with my next team, actually. So.
All right, it is your turn. So go on ahead.
Go.
Justin, should I interrupt her?
It should be considered.
Yeah, you could, honestly. I'm
All right, now go ahead.
Okay, so this actually isn't my next team, but I'll say it anyway because of I'm responding to Tommy. So my next team is the Yankees. Yes, as a Mets fan, I am commenting about the Yankees, and this is not going to be biased.
Incoming bias.
I said this is not
for impact.
okay.
She's
Fine,
gonna say Judge won't hit a home run in the playoffs.
dude. I think Judge is going to hit 10 home runs in the playoffs, man. Anyway, so I think that the Yankees' X factor is starting pitching because, for example, last year in the wild card game, Garrett Cole was absolutely atrocious, which is a possible issue again this year because
Schwarber hit his second home run off Garrett Cole in the playoffs. The first one came when he was on the Cubs and Garrett Cole was on the Pirates.
that's funny.
I miss Schwarber.
Man, Garrett Cole on the Pirates. What a time.
What a time.
The Cubs killed him in that wild card game, though.
Yep.
All right, Ava, keep going.
Okay, sure. So I would say also that it's a little nerve-wracking because Nestor Cortez has never had a playoff pitching experience, so he might crumble under pressure. But on the off chance that he might do well, that would be amazing. But also I don't know. I feel like it's also an issue though that Judge won't hit a home run in the playoffs. Nah, I'm joking.
All right.
My next team,
Justin.
the Philadelphia Phillies. 0-6 against the Chicago Cubs this year.
If he wasn't
Clap it up.
currently giving his opinion, I would mute him, but I can't.
The Philadelphia Phillies 0-6 against the Chicago Cubs this year. If they want to make the playoffs and go far, their X factor is to win games in September and win games in October. They have been horrendous. The bats have to figure out how to hit because besides Hayden Wiesenski, all of the pitchers they faced in the Cubs series had an ERA above 3, I believe, and they just got mowed down. And so they can't be having that. The Cubs should not be beating the Phillies 6 times, let alone sweeping them 6-0. I think the Phillies are going to miss playoffs after seeing their performance against the Cubs this series. But if they want to make it, their X factor would be to win games, have the bats show up.
So I'll say this. I agree, that it's not a good look to lose, to get swept by the Cubs. I wouldn't know that what that feels like as a Rockies fan, considering we won the season series, but
okay. Chill out now. You won one more game than we did.
Hey, Justin, I'm a Rockies fan. We take what we get.
And I'm a Cubs fan, and I'm not giving you that.
But currently the Phillies are tied with the Brewers for the 3rd spot. So, they're, it's going to be neck and neck right down to it. But they're on a 5 straight, losing streak. So that's not encouraging.
It's bad, man.
But so my next team is the St. Louis Cardinals.
I hate them.
For them, the X factor is Corey Dickerson.
I disagree. I think it's Albert Pujols.
I disagree, but I think there's credence to that.
I also disagree.
I just want to say my take. Look, I'll be one sentence.
You're
One
interrupting
sentence.
Tommy now.
I think Albert Pujols could be the X factor because if he's hitting like he did in the last month, where he's hitting like 5 home runs in 2 weeks, if he's doing that in the playoffs, they could go far. Because he's not even a top 5 on that team, and if he hits like a top 5 hitter on that team, they can go very far.
Justin, then why would that be an X factor? That's good.
Yeah, I think
X factors are something that could
the reason
be good,
that he's not my X
guarantee.
factor. The reason that he's not my X factor is he's been the best player on the Cardinals the second half of the year.
I don't know if I would go that far. Paul Goldschmidt has been very good.
Same with
Nato.
Goldie and Nato are going to be Goldie and Nato, but you look at Pujols' offensive stats. I mean, we're talking late 2000s or Pujols. So.
He shouldn't be playing like that, which is why he's my Cardinals X factor.
For me, it's Corey Dickerson. I want to do the whole outfield, but I figure I should give you guys one player to really hone in on. I know, if Tyler O'Neill comes back, he's going to be electric. Dylan Carlson. Dylan Carlson's a great player. Lars Nootbaar, if he can do well, great. If he doesn't, I don't care.
But Corey Dickerson gotta be the coolest name ever.
That'd be awesome.
Lars Nootbaar, yeah, that's
gotta be the coolest name ever.
For sure.
But Corey Dickerson is the vet. He has been,
No, I'd say that Albert Pujols is more so the vet.
Well, no, duh. I mean, my goodness. Corey Dickerson was a Rocky for 3 years, so I also, a little bit there. But
Rocky's bias.
Exactly. Rocky's bias 100%. I wasn't biased towards the Met at all.
Oh, yes, you are.
Nah.
No, he was great on the Rockies.
He was. I remember
that. But here's the deal with Corey Dickerson. He's been, he's done this a while, but I mean, he's been on some bad teams for the most part. But
like
he
the
knows
Rockies.
Like the Marlins also.
And the Pirates.
Richard Blyer, if you ever see this, I love you, Richard.
But he's the veteran. He knows, he knows clutch hitting, but he just, he isn't the, the star of the show. And if he can, chip in on the back end of the lineup and bring everything together, because I know exactly what I'm getting 2 through 4 in that line, or 1 through 4 in that lineup of Edman, Goldschmidt, Nato, maybe Dylan Carlson's in there. but I know
Carlson's
what I'm getting
good.
with 1 through 4. But if I can get some assurance from a vet like Corey Dickerson, that's going a long way towards towards another chip for the
Mhm.
big three.
I feel like we kind of agreed on what we thought the X factor is. We just went with two different ways. I went with someone who's proven he could hit like that in pools. You went with someone who hasn't like been that stud this year, but could be that in the postseason.
Yeah. Every team, every championship winning team has a guy that comes out of absolute nowhere every
Oh, yeah.
playoff run.
Oh yeah.
I mean, last year was
the Cubs was Miguel Montero. Hot take, like he didn't play that much, but he had that grand slam early in it, and then had that bases loaded hit in Game 7, the RBI. Like he might have gotten a ton of playing time because he was the third string catcher, but
the
man,
Rockies,
he
it
made
was
every
08.
at bat count. He made every at bat count.
Yeah.
I agree
The
with that.
Rockies, it was, oh, wait, we never won a championship. Oh,
Miguel Montero was actually at the Cubs game last night.
really?
So was Pedro Strop.
Yeah, and Pedro Strop. Yeah.
All right. Ava, third team.
Yeah. So my third team is the Guardians.
I'm out.
Why? Anyway, their X factor is their lack of power, because only Jose Ramirez is capable of like hitting for power, and when he hits the ball, it does go pretty far. But other than that, I think it's pretty much smooth sailing. Like, I mean, they were super electric this year. They've got some young arms in their pitching staff, so I think that should help them. But I'd say the team's hitting is definitely an X factor.
Stephen Kwan will hit 5 home runs. Calling it now.
I mean, outside of Jose, I mean, this is not anywhere close to the team that went to the World Series 6 years ago.
Right.
Heck, this isn't even the team that went was made the playoffs last year. Like this is
I like the 2016 World Series. Let's keep talking about it.
this Guardians team. I mean, like they underwent a name change, but they also went an overall identity change. The only thing that's the same is you have Jose Ramirez.
Jose
Ramirez is the best player on the team, and Terry Francona is still the best, the people's champ in Cleveland.
Hey, listen, Tristan McKenzie.
He wasn't the people's champ in 2016, though.
Well, he was. He really was. I mean,
well, if he was, he would have one of these. But he doesn't have one of these. The Cubs
there's a big
have
difference
one.
between the champ and the people's champ, but okay.
Well, he's not the champ. The Cubs are.
Justin, who's your third team?
My third team. I'm gonna talk about the Padres because this is gonna be a hot take. And yes, I'm wearing the World Series ring for this. Juan Soto is the X factor because he's not playing good this year. He's playing good, but he's not playing Juan Soto level. He's 243, 26 home runs, 61 RBIs, and an 859 OPS. He's not playing like Juan Soto plays. And the Padres
you also break that down to the Padres
time.
Like it's even worse. He's worse on the Padres.
Yeah. But the Padres still have Manny Machado. They still have a good team. And they contended and they made the playoffs. They had a good team. If Juan Soto plays in the playoffs like 2019 playoffs, I would go as far to say they're the favorites in the NL. And they are a serious World Series contender. Because they'd still have Machado. They'd still have Cronenworth. And they would have 2019 playoff Juan Soto. That is a team that could win one of these.
I disagree. I don't think that pitching can take him anywhere.
Joe Musgrove is good. Yu Darvish has had a pretty solid year. Who else is on that rotation?
But it's not championship level.
Okay, but neither was the 2019 Nationals pitching.
Yes,
rotation.
it was. Yeah, it was.
It's not that great.
Yes, it was.
It
Justin.
was good. It was good. Besides Max Scherzer and besides Steven Strasburg,
who won the World Series MVP.
Besides those two, that rotation was not good. The Padres have two good starters in Musgrove and Yu Darvish. I'm not saying they're as good, but I'm saying their back end of that rotation is better than what the 2019 Nationals back end was. And if you have Juan Soto hitting like it's 2019 postseason and Manny Machado raking like he did this year, that is a team that could go far and win a ring.
So this we also had a 14-7 Patrick Corbin. This was the last year of good Patrick Corbin. Anibal Sanchez had a 3.85 ERA, and Eric Fetty was Eric Fetty. I don't even know if he pitched in the postseason. My
385
point
is
being
not
is that rotation
amazing.
that rotation was electric. That was
Yeah, it was.
I'm
If you
just
could
saying.
far, then you're electric.
that this Padres rotation is not that great.
I'm not saying it's that great. I'm saying their hitting would carry them.
Have fun with that, Justin.
The Braves pitching rotation last year wasn't amazing. Yet they had Charlie Morton.
Max Fried and Max. It was
Fried.
what? Max Fried. Here, wait. Let me look. Let me make sure I
Max
got
Fried
all-
and Charlie Morton were the two main guys. After that, it
Max
just
Fried
wasn't
carried-
anything special.
Max Fried carried them.
Exactly. Carried. Max Fried carried the pitching. You, Darvish, and Joe Musgrove can carry the pitching.
They also had a
They have a
lot of bullpen
2019
games,
Juan
Justin.
Soto.
Do you remember how the Braves team worked in last year?
Yes.
There was a lot of bullpen games, and even in the
And the
postseason.
Padres have a solid bullpen.
No. What are we doing?
No.
I'm not talking about Josh Hader. Josh Hader sucks.
You have Taylor Rogers, who has been
Who's
awesome.
solid. He's an arm I trust in the playoffs.
He has an ERA plus of 87.
Okay, but you put him in the plus. He's in a season vet. I trust him in the playoffs.
So Sean Manaea has a 5.23 ERA. Mike Clevenger has a 4.49 ERA. Mackenzie Gore's out of town now. Blake Snell.
Or should be up there. Oh,
do we trust Blake Snell anymore?
Kinda not.
No.
I don't know. I'll die on the hill that the 2019 Nationals.
Okay, but think about it. The Padres pitching is not that good. But if you have Juan Soto hitting like it's 2019, and you have Manny Machado hitting this well as well, that team can go far. I don't care about the pitching. If they have those two hitters playing like that, they're putting up 4 or 5 runs a game.
My fantasy team is a perfect example of that. Even if you have the best lineup in baseball, you can
Fantasy has no correlation to MLB.
I'm not sure why Ava
whatsoever.
feels so intent on bringing up a team that was not good. I mean, my
Fantasy-
team was worse.
Fantasy baseball, the way the points walk, translate horribly to an MLB team. That is not a good argument there.
I think it is.
It's not.
So Justin, 1 or 2?
2.
All right. With this one, I got the easiest one of the bunch. I got the LA Dodgers. I mean,
X Factor, don't blow it.
you can't get you can't get any easier than this. My X Factor is Clayton Kershaw. He's the
That's
greatest pitcher of our generation.
Nope. False.
Yes.
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 False.
If you say DeGrom, you're going to the waiting room.
DeGrom.
Not even
No.
close. Not even close. Not even close.
Very
Kershaw
Not
has
even.
won more
No.
Cy Youngs. He
Kershaw's
won an
ERA
MVP.
is so much better.
Guys, I'm
And-
kidding. Of course it's Kershaw, but DeGrom is a close second.
No, I'm not even
No.
willing to say he's even second.
He's not second.
No, he's
100%.
Max
Justin.
Scherzer is better than DeGrom in our generation.
Okay, there's 3 guys that I can name right now in our
I'm not-
generation that is
I'm not
better
even saying
than
Max Scherzer's number
DeGrom.
2, but he's better than
Kershaw,
DeGrom.
Verlander, Scherzer.
Done. Tommy gets it. Tommy gets it.
DeGrom is 4.
DeGrom.
DeGrom
Even then.
DeGrom is better than Verlander.
No, my God. His peak, DeGrom's peak is better than Verlander's. Verlander's career is better than DeGrom.
Verlander's been pitching
DeGrom's
since
career's
before
not
I was
over.
born.
Neither is Verlander's career.
Yeah, but he hasn't pitched in so long.
Verlander
Okay,
is the
Justin
Cy Young
Verlander-
favorite this year.
Justin Verlander
Jacob
won Rookie of
DeGrom
the
is
Year.
not.
Justin Verlander won Rookie of the Year the year that I was born. He is the Cy Young favorite in the AL this year.
At 39 years of age, coming off Tommy John. DeGrom's not even the Cy Young favorite in the NL.
Okay.
That is a crazy take.
Justin, I'm gonna hurt somebody. I
Do
don't know
it.
who it's gonna be.
I don't think it will be me, so I go ahead.
But continuing on with Clayton Kershaw, the guy
Who
has
is the
been
best pitcher of our generation?
Thank you. Thank you for adding that on for me. He hasn't been the best this year. We're not. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to anyone. I'm not gonna.
He had a perfect game going into the 8th inning, and he was taken out though.
That's Dave Roberts. I mean, he did that with Rich Hill twice.
No, Clayton Kershaw wanted to be taken out because he didn't want to risk injury that early in the year.
Hey, respect.
Nah, go for the perfect game.
I mean, Kershaw's not a young buck.
Well, I wanted to see it.
So, I'm really having to use these mute powers on both of you today. I mean, this is bad. But Clayton Kershaw, Justin, what's the line?
Greatest pitcher in our generation.
Thank you. Has not been the best this year, but he is still the most experienced pitcher that the Dodgers have, and heck, he might be the most experienced pitcher in the postseason. He might be. He's right in there
God.
in that mix with Scherzer and Verlander. So I mean, that's the kind of guy that that's the kind of guy that you're going to turn to and say, all right, I know that you can get it done in clutch time. Give him the ball.
Okay.
Justin, what'd you do?
There's 162 days of baseball season.
Nope. So Ava.
No, you're letting me do this. I know my singing sucks, but this is a good joke. I'm doing it. There's 162 games of MLB regular season, and the postseason comes around just to end it. So the annual problem of our generation is finding out who's the best pitcher of our generation.
No, the payoff was terrible. Ava, go.
That was so good.
No, it wasn't. That was horrible. Okay, anyway, the Braves X Factor is my next one, and their struggle is striking out a lot. They also struggle to put the ball in play, so scoring runs is a problem for them unless they hit homers. And they also have the pressure of being reigning champs to be able to do it all again, and it's just like it might be a lot for them. And also, they don't have their star first baseman Freddie Freeman anymore. So I wonder how
They have
Matt Olson.
first baseman Matt Olson now.
Well, I think Freddie Freeman is better than Olson and more experienced.
Yeah, but Olson's still a star.
Yeah, Olson is fine, but I wonder how he'll do in a very, what's the word, crazy postseason atmosphere. Like,
I mean,
the
he's
Braves are, they're really.
It's not crazy though.
No, it is crazy.
He's also been in the postseason.
He's been in the postseason, but the atmosphere wouldn't be crazy because he was in Oakland. So I was saying that, but then realized she's right. Oakland has no fans.
Yeah. Okay, Oakland did have fans. Like 2018, 2019, Oakland did have fans. I mean,
Stop lying to yourself, Tommy. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself.
Oakland has fans who got kicked out of the stadium for doing stuff. So
you can't say that on here.
I didn't.
You can't bring that up at all. No, you can't say that.
Edit it out.
No, I'm not editing it out.
We're just gonna have to deal with
extra 15 minutes, but you can't say that.
All right, Ava. Where are we? Are you done with the Braves, or are you more to say on the Braves?
I'm done with the Braves.
All right,
Braves are gonna win the division. Next up, I have the Houston Astros. Their X factor is
Justin, we're back up, so I wouldn't.
Okay, stay that way.
Isn't it tied? Right? Isn't it?
I'm pretty sure it's tied too.
I'm pretty sure it's tied.
Keep telling yourself that.
No, it's not. We are a game up. Yesterday, the Braves lost, and the Mets walked it off in 10 innings.
By the way, Justin, I have good news for you.
What is the good news?
Tomorrow they play known poor pitcher against the Athletics, Jacob deGrom. The Braves and Mets play a 3-game set.
Oh wow.
with the man who just got killed by the Athletics, Jacob deGrom, on the mound against Max Fried. Known ace Max Fried.
Ace. Max Fried. Hmm.
But we agree that whoever wins this series wins the division, though, right?
Yeah, most likely.
Probably.
I can't. I
Incoming
mean, I can't
Braves
see.
sweep. Incoming Braves sweep.
Yeah,
Get the
you're fine.
brooms out. Get the brooms out. And that's about the
Yeah.
Houston Astros. Their X factor is their young stars. There's no doubt, the Astros are a very good team. They're the best team in the AL. But if they want to be the favorites to win the AL, I think they need Luis Garcia and Jeremy Pena to show out and play like stars. They have other young stars, but I'm talking about like the young stars, like the rookies this year. Yes, Tommy.
Well, I was going to say like Christian Javier. I was going to bring up guys
Yeah,
like Javier
Javier.
and Valdez.
Javier, yeah. Like
Oh,
all
my
their
God.
rookies this year, and I think Luis Garcia was a rookie last year, but I'm counting him in on this. But like all their rookies, like if these young stars who like aren't stars yet, but are potential to be stars, if they all play well, I think the Astros win the World Series with ease. Assuming Tucker and Verlander and Altuve, they all play like they're supposed to.
Jordan.
And Jordan, yeah. I knew I was forgetting someone. If they all play like they're supposed to, and Pena, Javier, and Garcia all play good, I think they win the World Series with ease. Even if they don't have that buzzer in that trash can.
Can you what a revenge story that would be?
People just say they cheated again, even though they probably didn't.
All right, Justin, pick one or
Yes.
two. Don't pick one.
1,
Try
2,
again.
Dang.
2.
Okay, thank you.
You're
next up-
welcome.
Another
You're
day.
Next up-
welcome. You're
Thank you.
welcome. You're welcome.
Next up are the Baltimore Orioles.
That's a weak mute, I'll be honest.
No, you were getting it
No,
on.
that's one of your weaker mutes.
Next up, we have the
You guys
Baltimore
are boring me.
The Mets
Orioles.
baseball's boring me.
Oh, okay. Oh God.
So I do I
Before you
really
say
need to deal with?
anything.
Oh my goodness!
No, I was defending you. She was saying that
It's
you
like
were
having to be the
boring her.
parent of two children. This is what it's like to be
I
a parent of
defended
two-
you. I defended you.
Justin's in shambles right now.
She was mean to you, and so I
knew what you
punched
said.
back, and I'm muting myself because this is outrageous, Tommy.
Unmute, Justin.
This is
Unmute.
a very controversial topic, as it seems.
Unmute, Justin. Justin, unmute. Yay, he's back.
You're outrageous, Tommy.
Hey, welcome back.
Thank you. Good to be
Um,
back. I enjoy these shows.
You come around here often?
I do come here often.
Alongside the other guests. So for me, the Orioles X factors are the rookies. Felix Bautista, Adley, Gunnar Henderson.
Definitely.
Theoretically they could call up Grayson Rodriguez. I don't think
they
will.
wouldn't have him for playoffs, so it's no point.
Yeah, I mean,
Is he injured or
I
what?
wish they would have called him up
No, he
earlier.
would. Oh wait, he might be on the 40-man roster. Yeah.
I think he is actually. Why wouldn't
Oh,
he be?
so yeah, no, I'm an idiot.
Sure he is. I'm sure he is.
It kind of cool. They called him up, and he started. His first game was tomorrow or Saturday, and I got to see his debut.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be sick.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of young talent. I'm missing other guys, but I mean, even just the young guys, like Justin said, outside, like for the Astros, it's but for the Orioles, you got Jorge Mateo, Ramon Urias, just that all those rookies, if they can step up to the plate and finally elevate their game, I mean, if they make the playoffs, which it's unlikely, there's a chance it's unlikely.
The
even if
man
they
has
don't,
had to
they'll
like
success.
lose out.
But either way, with the Orioles, they are in an amazing spot for the future. But if they make the playoffs, they live and die by their rookies.
I agree. The Rooks. the young guns, the young fellas.
By the way, Justin,
Yeah.
J Rod's gonna be back on Monday, most likely.
Yeah, I knew he was supposed to be back Monday. That's good. It's probably what the Mariners X factor is Julio's health.
Yeah, that's very questionable.
He's taking some BP swings.
I'll tell you right now, it's
Today.
not, Justin. I'll give you that. I'll tell you that much. It's not.
Well, I'm not saying it is. I'm saying it's definitely up there to be an option. I have multiple Mariners X factors because I just pay attention a lot. I've gone to 12 games. It'll be 15 by the end of the week.
You are aware, by the way, Justin, that you don't have the Mariners, right?
I am aware of that.
Okay, good. Ava, last team. Go ahead.
All right, so for my last team, it is the Milwaukee Brewers. So
No, I hate them.
well, you'll hear what I have to say and maybe you'll like me better. So anyway, the Brewers X factor is that they're actually a threat in the playoffs, but there's
No.
there's 7 games left of the season, and the only way for them to enter the postseason is if they take the division, and they're fighting with the Cardinals for that.
No, they're in the wild card right now because
really?
the Cardinals got the
Cardinals
division.
clinched.
When did that happen?
Cardinals clinched the division last night.
Oh wow. See guys, I am slow, but if this didn't happen yet, that would be my X factor.
The Brewers are not a threat.
Yes they are.
No, they're not.
Yes they are.
No, they're not. They can't hit. They can pitch,
That's
but their
why they're
pitching
a
got
threat.
worse. They can't pitch. How is that a threat? You clowned on me for saying that a team with little to no pitching could make the
But they
playoffs. Now
can
you're saying a
pitch.
team that only has pitching could be a threat. That doesn't make sense.
But they can pitch.
Yeah, but they can't hit.
Yes they can.
No, they can't. Who on their team is an all-star hitter?
Not all-star, but
Exactly. There's not in the last 10 years, no World Series champion, or no one in the World
Here's my
Series,
new X
no one
factor.
in the World Series, no one who has made no team and that's made the World Series has not had an all-star hitter on their team.
my new X factor is that the Brewers are not good hitters.
How is that's not? They can't hit. They're not. They're gonna get bounced round one or miss the playoffs.
Yeah, if they do make the playoffs, I say that they're like a first round exit for sure.
So how are they a threat if they're a first round exit?
Because their pitching is a threat.
But they can't hit. They'll hold the other team to 1 run. They'll hold the other team to run one run and like 3 hits, but they'll get 4 hits at best and no runs.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
Hit. They suck. They suck. My
Justin,
next team is the Rays, and this is like the most true X factor I have, and it's titled Glass now. I don't believe he's made his season debut yet. He might have, and I know that he's healthy and activated. I don't know if he's actually pitched yet, but this is a pretty good Rays team. They got some solid hitters. They have some solid pitchers. Like overall, they always surprise people with how well they do. And Tyler Glass now has been the best pitcher when he's healthy for years. But he could come back, he could stink it up, and they could be a first round exit. He could come back, he could pitch like a Cy Young. They could potentially make it to the World Series. Like, I feel like their postseason success
Debatable.
fully relies on Tyler Glass now.
Debatable.
How is that debatable?
Because
What part of it is debatable?
the fact that Glass now will like be there, I don't know, rely on him in the postseason. I think that spot is actually reserved for Shane McClanahan this season.
Yeah, McClanahan's their ace, but you both have been saying how important pitching is. He would be their number 2 pitcher, and if their number 2 pitcher pitches bad,
Right?
they
Unfortunately,
won't win as many games.
unreliable right now. He's unreliable right now.
Which makes him the X factor, because if he doesn't pitch well, they're gonna lose. If he pitches well, they're gonna win.
Okay.
Like you're saying the same thing I did, which makes him the perfect X factor.
I guess I'm not really understanding what the X factor actually means, but okay.
Tommy, what are your thoughts?
I don't know. I think it's more Wander, but
No, because we know if Wanda's healthy, we know he'll hit solid at minimum. Like we know what we're gonna get from Wanda. We don't know what we'll get from Tyler Glasnow.
I actually
I don't know. I
haven't.
see we don't know. I mean, coming back from every player is changed by an injury, no matter how,
An
big or small.
uncommon Justin.
So if anybody if the biggest thing for the Rays has always been offense. If they have an offense, they're winning baseball games. If they don't, they're losing them. Like that, they've their
I think
pitching
this
has
is-
always been.
I think this is the Rays' best offense since they've been making playoffs in recent years.
Yeah, I'd agree probably.
Which is why I'm saying Tyler Glasnow, because like he's coming back from injury. Like I want to rephrase. If he pitches bad, it doesn't necessarily mean there'll be a first round exit. But if he does pitch good, it increases their odds to go far more
Fair
than
point.
anything else.
Fair point.
So if he pitches insanely good, I stand by they could make the World Series. If he doesn't pitch insanely good, I don't see them making it to the World Series.
Even if he does pitch insanely well, I would not count them as a World Series caliber team this season.
I'm not saying they are, but I'm saying if anything could happen,
No,
if
but
the
you are.
Yankees fall apart again, I'm saying they could
Yankees
be.
will fall apart again. They always do.
I'm
but-
saying could. I'm saying could. If
This
he
is-
pitches good,
By the way,
they
Ava
could
talking
make the
about
World Series.
Ava talking about teams collapsing is from a place of experience. So just so everybody
Yeah,
knows,
it
she
is.
has
New York baseball teams collapse a lot.
Yeah.
kind of a trend in the 21st century.
Tragedy.
The Mariners.
I like them.
There are so many options here.
There really is.
So
I think-
I will give you guys a gift. I'll give you two. First and
Yeah,
foremost,
it's Christmas. It feels like Christmas morning.
is Justin, I'm not going to share with you if you don't back up.
Way to ruin Christmas morning, Tommy.
Yeah, Tommy.
Go, 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 go.
I'll wait. I'm good to wait.
Okay, mister. I want to be a teacher saying, I'll wait, I'll wait.
I got work to do.
So first and foremost, Carlos Santana. That's my dark horse for you. That's that's the deep one. Is Carlos
like it.
Santana.
He's been pretty good. He's been pretty good for the Mariners.
He's been pretty good, but he is a veteran, and if given the right circumstances and
Average
with
at
T-Mobile Park buzzing, he is going to go electric. I mean,
Mhm.
we're talking another level of performance, and if we
Honestly,
can get
I'd say he's
high level
average
Carlos
at
Santana out of him, I'll take it.
best. Average at best.
That's
Second,
outrageous to say.
Average.
I'll give you a second. This is my gift to you guys. Robbie Ray.
I like that one. Robbie Ray,
That's
Because
a good
Robbie
the better
Ray,
one.
Cy Young
Gotta show
last
off
year.
gotta show off the Blue Chase hat. We were kind of talking about Robbie Ray earlier. You and me, Tommy.
Yeah. So he was-
Just the two of us.
we did song. You sung that one. Or you have to come up with a new one, Justin. If you're gonna sing, you got to come up with a new one.
I tried singing the Phineas and Ferb theme song parody that I made, but you got mad at me.
Terrible.
that was just bad. My ears were bleeding.
Yeah,
Not
because
to-
I was a bad singer. But if someone
No,
someone
it
good
wasn't
sang it, it would be
bad,
so
it
good. It was a
like-
good. It was a clever way to change it up to fit what we were talking about. It was good, and I stand by it.
Okay, fine.
Stand
So
by
Robbie Ray was a Cy Young last year. It was great.
Mhm.
I mean, everybody north of the border had a good time. Unfortunately, he migrates, just a little bit south and a lot west, and things aren't going as great.
Nope.
By the way, Justin, I'm pretty sure that Toronto is actually south of Seattle. Like, if you like,
I don't know.
so
You're
okay,
asking the wrong guy. I got like on the states quiz when you have to write in
I think it's
the
north
name of
of
all the when you write in all the name of the states in like elementary school. I think I got like 11 out of 50. So you're talking to the wrong guy about it.
But my point being, he has sucked. I mean, he has
Okay.
sucked at stretches. At stretches, he has
At
sucked.
stretches, he's also at stretches where he has performed like a Cy Young.
Yes,
Not as plentiful as his sucky stretches, but he deserves his credit.
which is
when
kind of
he's
middled him
on-
out.
He can
When
have
he's
credit
on,
where
he's
credit is
on.
due.
Which
When
is
he's
kind of
on, he's
middled him
on.
out. So I mean,
I like that.
so with that, if he can pitch well, you have Luis Castillo, who top 12,
Top 10.
Robbie Ray, who like I said, and then George Kirby, Logan Gilbert, and then
Chris Flexen and Marco Gonzalez.
they'll
Yeah,
probably
Chris
both get 3
Flexen.
innings. I imagine is what this how they would is how.
Flexen is underrated.
Is overrated, as you saying?
Underrated.
I don't know. He's
I
not that
agree.
great. I mean,
Marco's overrated. Flexen's underrated.
Marco's overrated.
How do you guys
Flexen's just
feel
rated,
about
man.
Paul Sewald?
He's a legend.
He is.
He's such a great human being. More than anything else.
Hold on,
He was part of the Kellenic deal.
Yeah.
He was. Hold on.
I feel like that was a win-win trade. Justin, I think you got to get out of here.
Collins kind of sucked. Stop trying to get rid of me, Tommy.
Well, you do have. I mean, I'm not wrong.
Not quite. I mean, we
Paul
can finish up the
Sewald
episode.
auto. IP auto. During the game, he signed it for me. He's a legend. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's my time. Well, I also got to check out because school's pretty hard. So, there's work that needs to be.
Newsflash for everybody.
I have straight A's.
Huh. Okay.
Justin, you've been in school for what, 3 weeks?
4 weeks. Straight
Okay.
A's.
Okay,
So
well,
proud.
Got 100% on my math quiz. I want my credit.
congrats. What math are you learning?
Algebra 2.
Trig, yeah. Nice. I'm in geometry.
I got an A in geometry last year.
Nice.
Chuckles in pre-calc.
100% in marketing.
All right. Well, yeah, that's
Before
it.
Justin continues going off with his grades and his
95% in history.
So thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you all next week. We appreciate you doing. Justin, where's the sign?
It's up there. I can't grab it right now. I'm
Listen
sorry.
to the sign.
I'm changing the room, my room setup soon.
Wait.
I'll
am
make sure to have the
disappointed.
sign with me. I promise I'll have it next
I am
week.
disappointed, Justin.
Okay, fine. Tommy, you know my weakness. You know I can't let anyone be disappointed in me. Can you see it?
Nope.
Can you
Nope.
see it?
There we go.
If
All
you
right,
don't
like
listen
the
to the
sign
sign,
says-
if you don't listen to the sign,
Listen
you're
to
gonna
the
have
shirt.
the opposite of my grades, which is straight Fs. If you listen to the sign, you will get straight A's with me.
And make sure to get you one of these super cool shirts.
See, Justin, she's better at marketing this stuff than we are.
Don't
It's really disappointing.
Don't say that. I am so good at marketing.
Eh.
That is
Thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you all next week.
107% in marketing last year. Never say again.
Let's go Mets.
Mets are gonna collapse and maybe even be a first round exit.
Okay.
Thank you
good
guys
luck.
so much for watching. Peace.